2026 Mississippi DMV Bus Endorsement Test 220 questions and complete answers. Question 1. In a vehicle with dual air brakes, a leak in one system blank the second system. Option A will always affect. Option B may not affect. Option C is caused by. The correct answer is option B, may not affect. Explanation. A dual air brake system is made up of two separate air brake systems. If there is an air leak in one system, it may not affect the other. Question 2. If you must drive a school bus during periods of high winds, you should. Option A, loosen your grip on the steering wheel. Option B, increase your speed. Option C, reduce your speed. Option D, drive normally. The correct answer is option C, reduce your speed. Explanation. You should slow down when driving a school bus in high winds. Keep a strong grip on the steering wheel and try to anticipate gusts. Question 3. A dual air brake system. Option A has a single air brake system but uses two sets of controls. Option B has one air brake system for each side of the truck. Option C has two brakes for each wheel. Option D has two separate air brake systems but uses a single set of controls. The correct answer is option D, has two separate air brake systems but uses a single set of controls. Explanation. A dual air brake system has two separate air brake systems that use a single set of brake controls. One system typically operates the regular brakes on the rear axle or axles. The other system operates the regular brakes on the front axle. Question 4. A passive railroad crossing. Option A has a control device. Option B does not have any control devices. Option C should be avoided. The correct answer is option B, does not have any control devices. Explanation. Railroad crossings that do not display any traffic control devices are known as passive crossings. The decision to proceed across tracks at a passive crossing is entirely up to the driver. Question 5. Small amounts of a hazardous material may be transported on a bus if. Option A, the driver gets paid extra. Option B, there is no other way to transport the material. Option C, the passengers are notified in advance. Option D, there is no inclement weather in the forecast. The correct answer is option B. There is no other way to transport the material. Explanation. Small amounts of hazardous materials may be carried on a bus if there is no other way to transport them. However, there are certain categories of materials that may not be carried on a bus in any quantity. Question 6. When taking the basic vehicle control skills test, failing to exit your vehicle properly during any exercise will result in. Option A, failure of only that exercise. Option B, an extra point against your final score. Option C, automatic failure of the basic vehicle control skills test. The correct answer is option C, automatic failure of the basic vehicle control skills test. Explanation. When exiting your vehicle during the basic vehicle control skills test, you must face the vehicle and maintain 3 points of contact at all times. If your testing vehicle is a bus, you must maintain contact with the handrail. Exiting the vehicle incorrectly may result in automatic failure of the basic control skills test. Question 7. When leaving a vehicle unattended, a driver should. Option A, always set the parking brake. Option B, only set the parking brake if the vehicle is parked on a slope. Option C, deflate the tires by 10%. The correct answer is option A, always set the parking brake. Explanation. Always apply the parking brake when leaving your vehicle unattended. Question 8. If an air compressor is belt-driven, the belt should be routinely checked to ensure that it is. Option A, thin. Option B, properly tightened. Option C, cracked. The correct answer is option B, properly tightened. Explanation. If your vehicle has air brakes, the air compressor drive belt should be checked before each drive. Check the tightness of the belt and verify that it is in good condition. Question 9. Baggage and freight should be stored in a way that. Option A allows riders to exit by any door or window in an emergency. Option B blocks an exit if at least one other exit is available to passengers. Option C partially covers a door since the items can be moved aside. Option D allows the cargo to be easily offloaded in an emergency. The correct answer is option A, allows riders to exit by any door or window in an emergency. Explanation. On a bus, all baggage and freight should be stored in a manner that allows the driver to move freely and easily, allows riders to exit by any window or door in an emergency, and protects riders from injury if items fall or shift. Question 10. When arriving at a destination, it is best to remind exiting passengers to take their carry-on bags with them. Option A, before you stop the bus. Option B, after you stop the bus. Option C, at least 5 times. Option D, as they exit the bus. The correct answer is option A, before you stop the bus. Explanation. Before a bus is brought to a complete stop at its destination, it is best for the driver to remind exiting passengers to take their carry-ons with them. Question 11. After starting a trip while transporting cargo, option A, you will not need to inspect the cargo. Option B, you only need to inspect the cargo if others alert you to a problem. Option C, the cargo should be inspected within 50 miles of beginning the trip. The correct answer is option C. The cargo should be inspected within 50 miles of beginning the trip. Explanation. The securement of cargo must be checked before beginning a trip, within the first 50 miles of a trip, and then again every 3 hours or 150 miles thereafter. Question 12. When approaching a school bus stop, the driver should: Option A, honk the horn. Option B, drive slowly. Option C, talk to students on the bus. The correct answer is option B, drive slowly. Explanation. A school bus driver should always approach bus stops slowly and cautiously. Question 13. When stopping at a railroad crossing, opening the forward door. Option A can increase your chances of hearing an approaching train. Option B should never be done. Option C could allow other noises to enter the bus, making it more difficult to hear any approaching trains. Option D will take too long and is discouraged. The correct answer is option A, can increase your chances of hearing an approaching train. Explanation. When stopping a bus at a railroad crossing, you should open your forward door, if doing so will improve your ability to see or hear an approaching train. Question 14. When checking tire condition during the vehicle inspection, you should: Option A, ensure that the insides of the tires are more worn than the outsides of the tires. Option B, ensure that the outsides of the tires are more worn than the insides of the tires. Option C, ensure that the middles of the tires are more worn than the outsides of the tires. Option D, ensure that the tires have even wear. The correct answer is option D, ensure that the tires have even wear. Explanation. When examining your tires during the vehicle inspection test, you should ensure that treads are evenly worn. Question 15. Whenever possible, a bus should be refueled. Option A, with passengers aboard. Option B, without passengers aboard. Option C, in the evening. The correct answer is option B, without passengers aboard. Explanation. You should avoid refueling a bus while passengers are on board unless it is absolutely unavoidable. You should never refuel a bus with passengers on board while inside an enclosed building. Question 16. Dry bulk tanks. Option A, usually have low centers of gravity. Option B, usually have high centers of gravity. Option C, usually are not allowed to cross railroad tracks. Option D, cannot be driven on interstates. The correct answer is option B, usually have high centers of gravity. Explanation. Dry bulk tanks require special care when being driven because they have high centers of gravity. Drivers should also be careful because the materials being carried can easily shift in transit, causing a change in the vehicle's handling. Question 17. If you are taking the driving test and the route does not include a railroad crossing, you: Option A, will not have to do anything related to a crossing. Option B, may have to explain how you would cross railroad tracks. Option C, will have to take a different route. The correct answer is option B, may have to explain how you would cross railroad tracks. Explanation. During the on-road driving test, if your route does not include a railroad crossing, the examiner may ask you to explain and demonstrate the necessary procedures at a simulated location. Question 18. When should a bus start moving after students have boarded? Option A, as soon as the students are through the door. Option B, when the students are near their seats but are still standing. Option C, when the students are seated and looking forward. Option D, as soon as the students cross the standee line. The correct answer is option C, when the students are seated and looking forward. Explanation. Once students have boarded a school bus, the driver should wait to move the bus until all of the passengers are seated and looking forward. Question 19. Pre-trip inspections should be done. Option A, differently each time in order to place emphasis on different items. Option B, the same way each time to prevent you from forgetting anything. Option C, once in a while. The correct answer is option B, the same way each time to prevent you from forgetting anything. Explanation. A pre-trip inspection should be completed in the same way before every drive. Consistency will help you learn all of the proper steps and decrease the likelihood that you will forget to check something. Question 20. Laws about securing loads and regulating CMV weights may vary from state to state. During interstate travel, option A, the law of the state in which the trip originated takes precedence. Option B, the law of the state the vehicle is in takes precedence. Option C, the driver should request federal regulations to override conflicting state laws. Option D, the driver can choose which state's laws to follow. The correct answer is option B. The law of the state the vehicle is in takes precedence. Explanation. Commercial vehicle weight, securement of cargo, covering of loads, and where large vehicles can be driven are all regulated by federal, state, and local laws. These vary from place to place, so you must be aware of the rules that apply where you will be driving. State laws in the state in which you are driving take precedence.